original script that Paul wrote, there was a mime in the film, but it wasn't in this final sequence. And it was in the production of it. We were trying to find suggestions of hope, and what I always look together is to find the signature of Manglehorn in the world deciding to play along, or finally witnessing something that says, okay, if you just play along, you can unlock anything. You know, so it's finding little things like that, and it was really just the exploration. First of all, the discovery of a really talented mime that wasn't even a mime. He was a friend of a babysitter that worked for me, and he was a good dancer. And I said, "Can you mime?" And he could, but he made all that up. He just happened to be talented, and so it's like, well, what's a good way to exploit that, and really kind of triggering thoughts of Manglehorn, and not only his profession as a locksmith, but also his cynicism or his outlook on the world, his reluctance to really invite the joys and the celebrations, the mysteries, and the beautiful miracles of life into his own art, and then that seemed to suggest something very true. And it was only after discussion that we kind of started, I think we talked about blow up in context of the mime in the previous sequence, but it was only, it was after production where I revisited that film, and the ending, if you haven't seen it recently, of tennis players, and their miming is pretty extraordinary. And so in a film that does have subtle homages and references and allusions to not just moments of Al's career, but films in general that have inspired Paul and I along the way, it seemed to fit pretty nicely.
Hi, this question is for Mr. Green. All of your films are kind of wildly different from each other, not just in genre, but also the story. From stoner comedy to this great dark romance tale. There's talk of you doing a horror script. Almost in the tradition of Stanley Kubrick, they're so different. Can you talk about that? What's your kind of strategy beyond just finding a great story with the body of work that you do, and also for the actors, what's been different with his directorial strategy versus other people you work with?
I think my strategy is probably a lack of strategy, but more of a curiosity and an enthusiasm to explore content, genre, location, character, find great actors and create roles for them. So there's any number of things. I look at myself as much as you guys do as an audience, as fans of cinema. I just look at my job as a passport to be able to go and explore just as much as we all like to watch a different type of movie every week or every night or 5 times a night, depending how big of nerds we are. I like to use film as that exploration, and I think it's provided me a lot of opportunity to see the world and to meet great people and work with wonderful ensembles. And for this particular project, it was literally shot in my neighborhood where I live in Austin, Texas, and we engineered it to be as personal as it possibly could for all of us. I wanted to bring elements of what I knew of Messina. We'd known each other vaguely, but I kind of had these little triggers of inspirations and just our encounters. And making this film a very personal film, you can't do that all the time, or you don't exercise other muscles. Someday, I would love to make a great horror